This fall, Bill Cosby returns to television with something new, own unique style.
You gonna be in there long?
Norton Furniture is here for you. Now, seriously, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere. My name is Mark, and you can count on it.
540, join.
Join the fun. All have some.
Blow it up now, give it a whack. Turn up the fun with Balzac. Hit it.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's turn out we do. Hey.
They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right.
Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Cause you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today.
Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm doing awesome, but am now realizing that YouTube in the US is terrible. It is absolutely horrendous. I bought a VPN yesterday. I set it for New York, and YouTube is useless. It's no wonder all of you guys are paying for premium. It's no wonder because oh my god, the amount of ads. It is honestly ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um I think I'm just gonna move to Brave, man. By tomorrow, I'm going to figure out a way to move my tabs and just work it through Brave. Fuck it. Brave is a browser that has figured out the whole ad thing. My current browser is useless, absolutely useless with this. Anyways, welcome in, Rachie. No, Ham's not in. He's not here. It's just me. It's just me today. I am soloing the chat today. All right. What's this? Yeah, I've had YouTube Premium for yeah. Essentially, you guys are screwed. You guys are absolutely screwed. You have no like option. You don't have any recourse. It's pay for YouTube Premium or don't use YouTube. I cannot imagine. Well, I don't have to imagine it now, right? Because I'm going through it now thanks to this VPN thing. But it's such a terrible experience. It's so horrible. Every single video. And sometimes during the video, there's an ad. No, thank you. No, thank you. Also, welcome in, Fuzzy. Welcome in. I don't know what you guys are playing. Go ahead and tell me. I've been mainlining WRC 7. Let me quickly check my Steam. Can I project Steam here? Hold on. Ba, ba, ba. Ah, damn it! It stops everything. That sucks. That sucks. All right. Well, hold on. Let me share my Steam. Okay, so that's my Steam that you guys are looking at. Essentially, I've been playing a whole lot of WRC. As you can see here, last played was today. 50 hours, ladies and gentlemen. This game is good. Like the other ones, it took me about what 30, maybe 35, like WRC 4, 5, 6, etc. But 7, I'm at 50 hours, still 51% achievements, and I won't even lie, I'm having a blast. I'm having a real blast with this one. This one's very good. This one's very good. In terms of locked achievements, what are we looking at? I hate those online achievements because, especially for like older games, it's impossible, right? It's impossible. Roll the car. Oh, look at that. I put in 50 hours. I still haven't rolled the car. That's how good I am at driving, right? That's how good I am. Won your first stage in solo. What the fuck? Bro, I've won so many. All right, whatever. Reached the podium in Tour de Course. I've done this. I think. I think I've done this. What? Okay, online. Never gonna get this one. I've won these multiplayer. I'm never gonna get this one. 45 minutes in repairs. That means I have to damage my car on purpose. All right. Won a stage using only the cockpit. Okay, I can do this. Completely total the car. Still haven't done this. 500 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers. God damn. Okay, so it's quite a few achievements to go. Point is, I'm having a blast with this one. It's a very good game. It's a very good game. That's what I've been playing so far. But first things first, let's get into this topic here. I saw this and I thought it was interesting. PlayStation, Sega, and Square Enix are confirmed for the Tokyo Game Show 2025. I've been gravitating more towards games from Japan. I wasn't a big fan back in the day, if I'm being honest. Kojima was like the only exception. Other than that, like I discovered the Yakuza series. What was it? When it first went to Game Pass, if I'm being honest. Before that, I used to look at the Yakuza games and be like, oh, they might be interesting, but I don't really care that much, you know? But yeah, now I'm discovering things like Bravely Default and all this other stuff. Like Japan is popping, okay? Tokyo's popping. It's been popping. I'm late to the party. But I look at the positives with this, right? I'm late to the party. That means I get to enjoy all the previous bangers. So it's all good. It's all good. Anyways, the list of exhibitors that will be present during this year's Tokyo Game Show has been announced, including Sony Interactive, Sega, Square Enix, and more. Do we have the specifics on who else? Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Kojima Productions, Sega, Square, Capcom, and more will appear as part of the event's extensive merchandise area, which routinely features exclusive items not available outside of the show. The Computer Entertainment Suppliers Association, okay, it's a mouthful, which is the group that runs the event, has also revealed the event has also revealed the featured artwork for this year's trade show. The art, which Zashiki Warashi, I'm sure I butchered that name, created, will be featured at the event and in promotional material leading up to the show. I am truly happy to have received so many reactions to the teaser illustration, said Warashi. I drew it with a feeling of gratitude towards those involved in game production. I put my heart into it despite the pressure of such a prestigious event like TGS. I would be happy if visitors to TGS enjoy it even a little. So it takes place September 25th to 28th in Japan. Is this? Please don't play an ad. Please don't play an ad. Okay, that might be copywritten. Let's see what the art looks like. Okay, that's it. All right. Looks okay. Looks okay. From everyone that's been announced that's showing up, I'm most excited for Kojima Productions. I'm mostly hoping that when Kojima shows up, it won't be a situation of rehashing Death Stranding 2. No shade, right? No shade to Death Stranding 2, but I'm looking forward to hearing what Kojima Productions has for us in terms of their other projects, right? Because there's the Xbox project, but there's the other project where he said that he wants to get back to his action, stealth, espionage, Metal Gear vibe type game. So I'm looking forward specifically to that. Timmy, what's happening? What's happening? Farik, what's happening? Says, hey, look, hope everything's good, my friend. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Thank you for coming through. Y'all make sure to smash that like button, please, please. I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate that. All right, all right. So that's the Tokyo Game Show. From the silence, y'all don't really care about the Tokyo Game Show, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I think it's a big deal. It's always a big deal to be able to see new stuff and see what's coming. You know, it's always interesting. Reichi is asking if Kojima is from France. No, Reichi, no. If Kojima was French, if Kojima was French, he would he would have made Expedition 33 even better. He would have made it even better. So there you go. It sucks that he's not French. We could have had like a better Expedition 33. Anyways, next we got Cyberpunk. Edge Runners officially getting a second season. I'm not sure you guys watched the first one. For those that didn't, please go and watch it. It was fantastic. For those that did and are in the know, get pumped. Get pumped. Because we are in for more peak anime. Announced at the Anime Expo in Los Angeles on Friday. Have you guys noticed how anime is like not niche anymore? Anime used to be weird. Like we used to be weird for watching anime. Anime is not weird anymore. It's I think it's weird that anime is not considered weird anymore. Cause I'm old enough to remember when it was. I'm just saying. Yes, phenomenal, Fuzzy. Ty, welcome in. Unfortunately, everyone, Ty will not be showing up. Life happens, right? Life happens. It's actually why I'm starting late today. It's because life happened. It's a good marketing tactic, to be honest. Gears of War anime seems like oh my god, yes, yes. A Gears of War anime would go so hard, so hard. Fuzzy says it's still a little, bro. It is not weird at all, Fuzzy. Do you know when I realized that it's not weird? Let me tell you. Well, Like this is like the most recent time that I found out that anime is not weird for a lot of people. I was coming to Shimoyo, and catching a plane, and it's an early flight. I was like, I'm not gonna get dressed up for this, whatever, right? So I've got my Akatsuki jersey, right? My Naruto Akatsuki jersey. I put that on, and I've got my Akatsuki slippers as well. They're both black with the clouds, right? With the red clouds. I put those on. Dude, people are approaching me in the airport, younger and older. There's even like a Chinese. Well, you know what? I don't want to be. I don't. Okay, 15 minutes are gone. Right? YouTube is not going to demonetize. I don't want to be racist or anything, but Asian-looking people, right, were staring. Not staring as in that looks terrible, but staring like, ooh, so you like. They were happy. They had smiles on their faces. One of the airport carriers, I think, came up to me and dapped me up like, yo, dude, you look nice. That looks very nice. Other people were just looking and smiling, but I'm just trying to say, Fuzzy, it's not weird. It's so many people now. I think now, if you walk around with an Akatsuki outfit, a full Akatsuki outfit, before you'd have to count who doesn't know who. Sorry, you'd have to point out of 10 people, you'd point out like two people that know what you're wearing. Now I feel like it's the opposite. I feel in 10 people, two people don't know what you're wearing. The other eight, they are well aware. They are well aware. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Reichi, Tokyo Game Show is fun, but they lack good JRPGs. Where's Dragon Quest 12? Where's Persona 6 and Tactic? Oh, Reichi. As I confessed earlier on the show, I'm not a big JRPG or even J whatever game. I'm getting introduced to Japanese games, and I'm not gonna challenge you on any point. Broman, Fifth Floor, welcome in. Arcane is masterpiece. I still haven't watched Arcane, the anime. I still haven't watched that. Tai says the Japanese in Asia were always cool with anime at all ages. For the West, it was the children that got into it. Those children grew up and still care. Yeah, we're the kids, bro. We're the kids, Tai. We're the kids, and we're still watching anime. Yes. Yes, Rachel, I'm in my pain phase. Hell yeah. Big Mad Mo, what's happening, dog? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. One of my guys used to be shy to tell girls he watched anime. After he met girls who watched anime, I told him it's sad these girls open up and he still acts like a shy bitch. All right, Ty. Listen. Not everyone has riz like you. Settle down, brother. Settle down. Don't be judgmental. All right. No one has a deep voice like you. No one has like the beard. No one has the height. Settle down. All right. You can't be putting everyone. You can't be telling everyone to be you. All right. Anyways, going back to Edge Runners. Announced at the Anime Expo in Los Angeles on Friday, Studio Trigger confirmed Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 is in production for Netflix and revealed the official logo for the project. Kai Ikarashi, right? Ikarashi, who was an artist for the original Cyberpunk Edge Runners, will make his directorial debut with Edge Runners 2. Okay, so it's not the same director from the original. Okay. Listen, I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying, right? It's not the same director. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, he's Japanese, so he'll at least respect the source material. Ikarashi will be joined by showrunner and writer Bartos. I'm not even going to attempt this surname. What the hell is this? What is this, bro? How do you pronounce Sztybor? How? Bartos, lead character designer Kano Ichigo, and Masahiko Otsuka, who will be responsible for the screenplay adaptation. And I quote, David's story might be over, but there's plenty more to discover in Night City, said Bartos. Because I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this. All right. And to again have the legendary animation studio Trigger along for the ride makes us at CD Projekt Red so excited to introduce a raw, real chronicle of redemption and revenge, something unlike what we've done before. Listen, I'm excited. It's got the same animators, it's got the same writers from, and it's got the fingers of CD Projekt Red all up in there. If you haven't played Cyberpunk, the game itself, then what the hell are you doing with your life? But if you have, then you know this is a good sign. All right, the story is not going to be mediocre; it's going to be good. Slasher, welcome in, Ron Slasher. How come the game doesn't? Oh, settle down. I'm sure there's a mod, Ron. I'm sure there's a mod for that. What's this? Mo says plus never heard of it. Who cares? Okay. I don't know what that's about. The Elemental Hero welcome says it sounds like we're getting a watered down version of Cyberpunk with lack of lore, story, and censorship. I don't know, man. If you look at the first season, I don't know if have you seen the first season. I'm going to assume you've seen the first season, Elemental Hero, and most of the people are still there. It's just a different director. So I would say I would disagree with your point. I would disagree with your point. I'm waiting to play Cyberpunk on what? On Switch? What are you doing, Ron? What are you? You know what? I'm not going to let you derail this pod. No, I'm not letting you do this. No. All I'll say is, why would you want to play one of the best RPGs of all time on the weakest platform? Go and play it on a PlayStation, bro. Go and play it on an Xbox. Go and play it on a mid to high tier PC. Don't play it on the Switch, man. Come on. If you need it portable, there's a Steam Deck, and all the other handhelds. Come on, come on. The Anime Expo panel concluded with an invitation for attendees to a closed door viewing of teaser footage later that evening. Cyberpunk Edge Runners was released on Netflix in 2022 as okay, essentially just telling us that it was a fucking masterpiece. Everyone loved it, etc., etc. So, you guys psyched? You guys psyched for Cyberpunk? Because I am. Because I am. And if you're not, tell me why you're not, and I'll tell you why you should be. All right? I'll tell you why you should. Elemental says, I seen version 1 of Cyberpunk. Oh, so you have seen season 1. God damn it, these ads. I'm telling you, man. YouTube in the US, useless, bro. Useless. Edge Runners is good, but it's not the best ever. No, 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 Mo, I meant like Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the GOATs of RPGs, period. Edge Runners is an exceptional anime. It's exceptional. It's not just good. Fuzzy says there's some elements of Tactics Ogre that I like more than Final Fantasy Tactics, but battle systems work better than the smaller teams in FFT. All right. All right. Not a masterpiece, but a very good anime. Again, I agree with you. Not a masterpiece. Still, I feel like very, very good. You're selling it short, bruv. Very good seems disrespectful for like how exceedingly good Edge Runners is. But it's fine. You're free to voice your opinions. That's why we're here, right? On TSWS. It's for you to voice your opinions. Mr. Aushus, my man, are you all right? What you been playing?
Yo, I'm good, good. Can you hear me?
Yes, unfortunately. How are you? What you been playing?
Just a little bit fluey, but other than that, I'm good. What have I been playing? Stellar Blade and Space Marine 2 for the last
Say
couple
it
of.
right. Say it right.
How do I say it right?
Stellar cheeks.
I don't know. It's the gameplay. What the hell? Oh, jeez. Who gave you a soundboard? It's such a bad idea.
It's stellar cheeks. You know which one I'm gonna get? By next week, I'm gonna get the yamate kutasai.
Oh, jeez.
I wanna get that one. I wanna get that one. Yes, Raichi, Code Geass. Code Geass is one of the best animes. Period. Forget genre. Forget action, drama. Forget, dude. If you like anime, let me put it up on screen so you can spell it correctly. Go and check your local anime provider. Get Code Geass. Oshus, have you watched Code Geass?
No. What is that?
My guy, you like to talk about anime peaked and now it's trash, right?
No, not really. I just don't watch it anymore. I'm
All
good.
right. Go and watch Code Geass. Code Geass is an old anime. It's from, like, if I'm not mistaken, early 2000s, late 2000s. It's old. It's
Oh,
in your age range, grandpa. Go and watch
I might never
Code.
heard of it.
God damn it, man. These ads. Bro, I got Surfshark. I set it to the US, but I'm regretting it. I really am. Anyways, you said you were playing Stellar Cheeks. How far are you in Stellar Cheeks?
Pretty far. I've just been searching for like something called Stellar Tears, so I can get the some of the costumes from what's this Near Automata. So, but I'm pretty far.
Yeah, priorities, bro.
Yeah, like it's just one of the games where like it's worthwhile to me like to search for these things because the dresses are so cool.
Mm,
Ironically. Yeah, like I mean, like
mm.
most of the time, like I don't see why I should be looking for all this extra loot for a stupid pair of armor. But if that armor is a hot bunny suit, no, hey, that's enough.
If it's
That's
a
enough
hot
incentive for me.
this guy. Raichi. Oh, listen. The problem with pirating stuff like anime, TV shows, movies. You know what? I can't deal. Oshes, I think you agree with me as well. I can't, like, ever since I fell into the rabbit hole of like Netflix, Crunchyroll, and all these services, I can't deal with having to manually remember like exactly which episode was I on and all this other bullshit that you get with pirating.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a very manual exercise.
Bruh. Like I'm just trying to watch the damn thing, and Crunchyroll is not, it's not that expensive. Netflix is not that expensive. I'll just pony it up. When I want to watch it on the TV, I'll watch it on the TV. When I want to watch it on my PC, I'll watch it on my PC. When I want to watch it on my tablet or my phone, I'll just open the app. It remembers the exact spot that I'm on. Bro, I'm
Yeah,
good, man. I'm good. No thanks.
I hear you.
And that's before, Ushers, that is before we start talking about the fucking pop ups, fucking
Yeah,
viruses. Nah, bro. No. No, 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 no. I'm just trying to watch my show. That's all I'm trying to do.
yeah, it is
Anyways,
a bit of an exercise.
yeah, yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Big Mad Mo disagrees and says that Cyberpunk Edge Runners, in his opinion, which is fair, is just good, right? It's just good or very good. I contend that although it's not one of the greatest of all time, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is exceptional. It's more than very good. Where do you land on this one?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was like, yeah, like for an anime, I won't lie, a lot of the animes on Netflix were actually very, very well put together. I first started watching the what is the one, the Dragon's Dogma one. I enjoyed that. I watched
Ooh, that
Castlevania.
was good.
So all of them were actually very good. So Ed Runners just became like, was the best of that lot, and they were all very good. So yeah, man, like I agree. It's top tier definitely, especially for someone like me.
After Edge Runners, no anime for you?
Nah, I think I started watching some other thing. I forgot. I don't know what it's called, but it's like it got an old woman and the daughter, and there's demons. It just becomes too weird, man. I started watching that on. It's also on Netflix. It's pretty popular. I forgot what it's called, but yeah,
Is
like
it
I started watching
is
that.
it Dan to Dan?
Is it what?
Dan to Dan.
I think so. I think that's what it is. It's an old woman, and they fight demons, or she can detect demons, and the daughter as well, and like the one kid that has like a demon inside him, or
Yeah, yeah, it's Dan to Dan.
some work Japanese, uh, out like far fetched concept. I'm like, yeah, okay,
Yeah, but I watched Dan to Dan. Like I watched it because everyone was freaking out talking about it. So fucking awesome. I watched it to completion and I was like, it's all right, right? It's okay. Why is
yeah.
everyone freaking out? I don't see it. Like I don't think Dan to Dan is so freaking awesome. But I don't think I'm the target audience. I don't
Yeah,
think I'm the target audience.
I think I can concur. Like, I'm also not the target demographic for that. But it was interesting, like, but I just couldn't get into it. Like, it's so hard for me to get into an anime these days.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oshus has been playing Stellar Cheeks, everyone. He's been playing Stellar Cheeks. All right. Now we need to get to some unpleasantries. You're aware of the Stop Killing Games initiative, Oshus?
Yeah, like it's a European thing, most now. So
Yeah.
I've been loosely following it, but like I've been sick this week, so I've not had time to just be on the internet. But like yeah, I've been loosely following it. Like there's a dude who runs some channel who decided to sort of like speak up against that boycott, and then it like
He decided to
amplified.
shout at the clouds,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, like good for them. Like
Ooh.
I understand the point of such an initiative, and I think it's important
Yeah.
to sort of, yeah, this thing of buying games only for games to just stop working, and there's like no refund, there's nothing. They can just switch it off whenever. It's kind of not. That's not true. I agree.
Yeah. Ron Slusher says Concord has an anime, but it's only two Bro, how many views does it have, Ron Slusher? Like, you know how much I don't care? I'm not even going to, like, I have YouTube on my other screen. I'm not even going to move my mouse to the other side, click Concord anime onto the keyboard just to check how many views it has. I'm good. Mo says you aren't the target for anything, Oshus. Damn. And Mo likes Dan to Dan. That's cool. That's cool. I kind of like it. I also kind of like it. Again, I don't hate Dan to Dan. I just confused it why it went viral. It seems like just another isekai to me. It's like, all right, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, Oshus, you're right. Essentially, that's what's happening. But the EU lobby group, helmed by people who are either connected to or were connected to places like Electronic Arts, Ubisoft, and all these big conglomerates. Guess what they think about Stop Killing Games?
I can imagine that's it's not. It's
When
not
they say
conflict.
conflict of interest, bro, when they say conflict of interest, why, right? Why would you put Loke, right? Why would you put me as your security guard?
Yeah,
But you want me to guard freaking video games. You know I'm gonna play them shit. You know I'm going to play them shit. Why do we care what this lobby that is tasked to make money off of gamers? Why do we care what they think about our well-being?
yeah,
And why does anyone think that they would ever prioritize us over their bottom line? But anyway, I digress. Let's get into it. Let's see what they said. Stop Killing Games is a consumer activism movement that challenges lawmakers to introduce legislation that would stop publishers from being able to destroy quote unquote video games they have sold to customers. For example, the movement wants to enshrine in consumer law that games can't be taken offline with no offline alternatives such as the Crew, Concord, and Multiverses. Here's the quote. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publishers ends, reads a statement from the group. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence that is not only detrimental to customers but also makes preservation effectively impossible. A petition launched by the group aimed at the EU has gained over 1.2 million signatures at the time of writing, which has prompted lobbying group Video Games Europe to respond. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. They even name themselves as if they are the arbiters. They are the guardians of
mm.
of video games. It's so like nefarious. You know what I mean?
I think,
Anyways. Here's their quote. We appreciate the passion of our community. Get the fuck out of here. You don't appreciate this. However, the decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable, reads a statement from Video Games Europe. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. Um, So here it says, we appreciate the passion of our community. They don't. That's bull. The decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted. Again, right? This sounds like a you problem.
yeah,
Like, the same way I won't cry tears for devs losing their jobs. These devs at no point in my past, I don't know about you guys. Maybe for you, Oshus, maybe
yeah,
for Fuzzy, maybe for Elemental Hero, maybe for Big Mad Mo. I can't speak for you guys. I'll just speak for myself. At no point in my entire life has a developer, a publisher, or anyone that makes money off video games ever sat there and said, yo, I feel bad for Loke. Let's hook Loke up. Let's care about Loke. They've always, for my entire life, they've always said, dude, it's $60. It's $70. It's $80. It's $100. Pay up or get the fuck out. That's all I've ever heard from all of these publishers. No exception. Not Sony, not my baby boo, Mr. Kojima, not Xbox, no one. They all want full price or get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
So you know what? Multifaceted issues, that's your problem, my guy. That's not my that's a you problem, dude. The same way it's a me problem to scrounge up the money to buy your new game. All right? So you can pack up and bounce with this rubbish. I don't care about what challenges you're facing. You've never cared about what challenges I was facing. This is a quid pro quo relationship, brother, or sister, or they, them, or whatever. All you want is my $60. Net. All I want is for my game to not be taken, for my product to not be taken away from me. And this business of making people sign EULAs, did you see this rubbish? Did you see this rubbish, Oshas?
No.
Soft has a EULA where they essentially tell you that you have to destroy the game when you're done playing it.
What?
Yeah,
Who's this Microsoft?
Ubisoft.
Oh, I thought it was Microsoft. I was gonna say typical. No, I haven't heard of this. Like, but like again, that's also very typical Ubisoft thing to ask people to destroy. To me, like then like if owning games is not really owning games, then pirating games is not really pirating games. I suppose that
Yeah,
argument.
it's not stealing.
It's not
There's,
stealing.
there's a developer that said that.
Yeah,
Someone, well, Alex said that, has been saying that for years now. But recently there was a developer that said that. It was like, okay, so if buying a game doesn't mean you own the game, that means pirating, you haven't stolen. You haven't stolen anything.
yep. I'm in agreement. I tend to be in agreement because otherwise we're being ripped off here in this relationship.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Many game companies' EULAs include a termination clause. Yesterday, Ubisoft was embroiled in a controversy about this, but the clause has been in place for years. Okay, let's get into specifics. Okay, the legal language here is often something similar to this. Upon any termination, you must destroy or return the physical copy of software to the licensor, as well as permanently destroy all copies of software. It turns out it's not just Ubisoft. Rockstar as well, a whole bunch of these big ones. That's why, you know what? Taya gets upset with me, but I always say this. If one corporation does it, you know what? Just lump them all together, bro.
Yeah.
Just lump them all together. They're not different. They're all trying to abuse us.
Yeah, no, I'm in
None
agreement. Those practices are really underhanded. Why would you do that? And they know you're not gonna read the fine print, so that's why they feel brave enough to be able to put that there. Because to me, that's anti-consumer. How could you ask that?
Yeah, it is. And what's wild, right? What's wild, and
Loke,
hello? Can you guys hear me?
I think we lost Loke.
Am I back? Please tell me I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
All right, all right, all right. Sorry, my bad, my bad. Going back to what I was saying, another funny thing about all of this is that they make you sign a EULA as if signing something means that it's now legal for you to do that for that thing to get done.
Yeah,
I had to find this out very early on in my professional career, but that's not how the law works. You don't get to say, Ushers, sign away your rights.
yes,
And just because Ushers signed, he now has no rights. That's not how it works, brother. You can sign, but you still have your rights. There's absolutely no way around this. You don't get to take people's rights away. But that's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. What's this? Elemental Hero looks right. The company don't care about us. Pirate Nation. This is why lawyers are needed for things like this. Yes, yes, lawyers are needed, but also if you just pay attention, you know, if you
Yeah,
just pay attention. Go ahead, Oshis. Go ahead.
I was gonna say vigilance is the most important thing because we've sort of allowed a lot of this to happen by not holding them accountable. As a result, like we've gotten to a point where they've gotten away with so much that they feel comfortable doing all this crap. So we need to be more vigilant as gamers, I think, especially around ownership. This is not
Yeah.
something that is a nice to have. You know, like we can't forfeit ownership just because of the fact that we want to, either rely on services or whatever the situation is. We still need to sort of like champion that because if we don't, we will wake up one day and we will own nothing, especially in our field in gaming. There'll be nothing for
Yes.
you. Um,
Yes. It's literally to the point. I used to laugh. I used to laugh honestly when Alex would say, "Oh, piracy is the only way for true ownership."
yeah,
Oshis, which other way is true ownership if
yeah,
we exclude piracy? Because Concord showed us that you can buy the box, bro.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
pay. You can pay for the thing. It's not yours, motherfucker.
That's true. Like, I mean, like people get angry at Microsoft because of like physical copies, but physical copies are just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, look at what Nintendo, the kings of physical copies, have done. They've come up with all these funny systems as well, dodgy systems around, you know, how you can own things. Including with them, they can actually break your console, which is just unbelievable. Like,
Dude,
so like it's there's a war going on that, and again we need to be very vigilant where we sort of like fight against these guys. I don't care if it's your favorite guy, of your favorite logo, your favorite company. At the end of the day, if they're doing anti-gamer, anti-consumer things, they need to be held to account. Otherwise, this hobby just becomes horrible for all of us in the future.
yeah, yeah. And thanks for bringing up the Nintendo one, dude. Nintendo, we're sitting here talking about, oh, stop killing games. My guy, Nintendo's out here killing consoles.
Yeah, that's exactly
Nintendo,
what you want.
Nintendo is telling you you don't own that console. Bro, can you imagine? You buy a Baki, Oshus.
Yeah,
Imagine you buy yourself a nice Toyota Hilux. You decide to take out the engine and you want to put in either another Toyota engine or you want to put in a Ford engine because the Americans make it bigger and stronger. And then Toyota's like, yeah, the rest of the car won't work now. What?
I mean, like, but funny enough that you mentioned Toyota because in cars that already happens. Like, the more expensive, like for instance, your supercars, you're not allowed to do certain things to them. Like for instance, you can't
Oh
change
yeah,
the
Ferraris and stuff, right?
yeah, but like again, like that's a problem that you ask for by buying a
But
car like that.
Lamborghini is more flexible. I don't know if you knew this, but
No, I didn't.
Lamborghinis are more flexible when it comes to vehicle modification. Ferrari are your Nintendo. They're like, dude, we're going to unveil the next Ferrari in 2 years, and we're only going to make 300,000 copies, and
Yeah,
they're all already sold. That's how like exclusive those guys feel themselves. They no, you know what? They are exclusive, and that actually happens. Whatever, whatever. The point is, it's still a shit practice. You buy something, you should own it.
yeah,
But here we are. Here we are. Let's get back to the article. Let's get back to the article. And then the quote continues, it's never taken lightly and must be an option for companies when online experience is no longer commercially viable. And this is another thing. This is something that Pirate Software did. I was watching some videos. This is one of the mistakes that Pirate Software made. This initiative is not to keep the game online. because these companies don't want to they don't want to work. They don't want to do the right thing, the responsible thing. Instead of doing that, they want to shift the goalpost so they can keep doing what they're doing now. What the initiative is asking for is, for example, let's say Concord, right? We bought Concord. Well, 700 people bought Concord. Anyways, people bought Concord. They want to shut down Concord. You can shut it down. But all you have to do is let people play with bots if they want.
That's correct. Like the game must be still functional at some level,
That's
because you
it.
sold me a product. The product must still, unless you then sold me a fake product
That's all. And
with an
that's and
expiry date. Yeah, that makes sense.
and that's why we're upset, bro. That's why we are all upset. It's because you sat there, you sold us a product, and then when you felt convenient, you unreleased that motherfucker. What if I
Yeah.
want to keep it? What if I want to keep it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we never proposed that you make all your games online and run off servers permanently. That is something that they came to a decision on. It was not decided by gamers.
Yeah. Oh my God, Elemental Hero. Wow. Okay. Says let's also not forget Nintendo is trying to stop third-party sellers, and Brazil has That's another level. Not only are they breaking consoles, they're not letting you sell secondhand, the secondhand market. Can you imagine you buy a PS5 or you want to sell the PS5 to someone
And
and it's
Nintendo
like,
says,
nah, you can't do that.
yeah, yeah, like Nintendo is very anti-consumer. Like
God damn, bro.
they go heavy for that money.
Like them boys are special.
I know.
These guys are they're really bad. They're really, really bad. All right, let's get back to the quote here. Um, reads a statement, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We understand that it can be disappointing for players, but when it does happen, the industry ensures that players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with local consumer protection laws. All right. All right. Here's the meat and potatoes. The industry ensures that players are given fair notice. Okay. Ushers,
Yo.
if I tell you that I'm about to kick you in your nuts,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kick you in your nuts,
Yeah.
does it hurt less?
Well, it depends. When did you warn me you were gonna kick me in my nuts? Did I have a chance to go put like a ball bag or protection first?
No, I tied your ass up. You cannot stop the full force
Yeah, I don't.
of my leg. You cannot
That,
stop me.
that's a sucker move. Yeah, of course. Like I'm gonna get like I'm gonna get my balls kicked in.
Yeah. So for me, that's how I look at it when they say the industry ensures that players are given fair notice. You're giving me fair notice that you're going to screw me.
That,
Okay. Should I thank you and ask you to spit in my mouth again?
yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Am I?
No, you're not
All
being
right.
unreasonable. Again, this is a situation where we've allowed them to get this comfortable with being able to make these decisions, and we need to take that power back, and we need to sort of like tell them, like, no, we're not, we're not gonna take this. Like, this is not cool, and we're not gonna allow it. Like, otherwise, then change the way you charge people for products.
Don't
It's
charge, bro. If you're not selling me a product, right? You're not selling it to me because you're gonna take it away when you don't care anymore, right? So why are you charging me?
that's also a valid point, man.
That's the question. For me, that's the question. It's like you pay Lobola for a point, for a reason, right?
Yeah, I don't think our US counterparts know what lobola is.
Well, Thursday,
Dowry.
sir.
It's
Thursday.
dowry.
Thursday's TSWS Africa version. Y'all need to read up on this shit. But yeah, saying you're going to give people notice that you're about to screw them means zilch, in my opinion. Elemental here says EA recently took down Anthem. It was reported
Yeah, that's
yesterday. No, no, no. Yeah, Fuzzy.
not
No,
down
Fuzzy,
yet, but it's
Fuzzy's
coming
one
down.
was Fuzzy's one was right. Anthem is still there until January.
Yeah,
And again, Fuzzy,
playing
again,
Anthem.
it goes back to what I just said to Oshas. If I tell you that I'm about to kick you in the nuts, and then I have Ronnie Coleman on one side grabbing your arm and your foot and your leg, then I have The Rock on the other side grabbing your other arm and your leg, and you can't do nothing. But I'm like, yo, I'm giving you a 1 hour notice that in 59 minutes I'm going to swing as if I'm Luffy at your nuts. Thank you, Ron Slasher. Nuts in the chat. Nuts in the chat. If I warn you that that's what I'm about to do, what does that change, bro?
Yeah,
Like I don't buy games on Steam, right? Well, people were talking about it just now, right? There was um, this discussion that's now on Twitter that Steam users are some of the most irresponsible people, but also they're the best buyers, right, of video games, blah blah blah.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like I didn't just buy Batman Arkham Origins, so 5 years down the line it can get taken away from me. What if I want to play it 10 years from now? That's my prerogative. I bought the product, sir. I shall use it when I damn well feel like it. And if I never feel like using it, you know what? You know what should happen? It shouldn't get taken away from me because it's mine.
yep. It's an
That's
old concept called ownership.
Slasher says if Fortnite shuts down, will we get refunds for all our skins and battle pass? There you go. There's the question.
And this is so simple to do. Like, and it's them just not wanting to do it because they want you eternally connected to some life. This is a very simple concept. All they have to do is make sure that these games, when you are busy doing like this offboarding, literally everything just goes offline. So in other words, you can still play everything as before, but you can just now save the game. Same way, like for instance, very simple. Same way that Call of Duty requires you to save 250 gig. To reserve 250 gig of space on your hard drive. All that stuff is stuff that is online that they're hosting on your hard drive. So they can literally just allow you to save those files offline, everything that you've purchased and used it. A good example of this is the Avengers game, the Marvel Avengers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can play it completely offline, just using playing the bot version of the matches, and it works perfect. I own it, I think, on Xbox, on Steam, and on Epic. I think because it was so cheap, and you can just play it offline if you just want to just rock all the costumes and have fun.
And there you go.
So
That's
this
how
is
you
definitely
sell a product.
yeah.
Because for me, if you're selling me Death Stranding and then you feel like you can take it away whenever you want to take it away, this is where I say, you know what, let's bring regulation in. I'm not a big fan of the government in stuff. I don't like the inflexibility that bureaucracy brings. But we in situations like the gaming industry now, the relationship between the customer and the corporation is so like messed up that I'm like, no, bring in the government. It's fine. Oh, they're gonna muck it up. They're gonna slow down gaming for decades. You know what? Maybe we need a little bit of slowing down. That doesn't sound so bad. Maybe we should slow this motherfucker down. Let's get back to the article. The industry ensures that players are given fair notice that they're about to get kicked in the nuts of the prospective changes in compliance with local consumer protection laws. And this is what's beautiful. This is like the coup de grace of the whole statement, Oshis. They said in compliance with local consumer protection laws. Guess what, lobbyists? That is why we are not talking to you. We are talking to the people that make the laws. Because we've noticed that you guys don't listen to us, nah? All right, it's cool. It's cool. Let's go talk to the people that make the law. That's why they're panicking, Oshas. Because when Stop Killing Games started, the initiative started last year, if I'm not mistaken. Started sometime last year. These lobbyists did not give a hoot. They did not care at all. As soon as this thing starts gaining traction, suddenly, now you want to talk to us. Now you want to have a conversation. Because the numbers are getting big. And the numbers got big. It landed on someone's table, and one of these guys in the government started asking questions like, yo, what's this? What's this? And now the lobbyists are like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, run, 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 run. Like roaches, Oshers. What's this? Ron Slasher says, what if McDonald's sells you a Big Mac and then wants it back 5 years later? Oh, shit. Oshers, what do you think about my view on the fact that these guys are probably only moving now because the people that make the laws are getting a whiff of like what's going on?
Yeah.
Think I'm stretching? Is this a conspiracy theory?
No,
Am I the Alex Jones of gaming?
no. I think you're right. It's because of the fact that like once you start to put it in like in a legal, it's the same thing with the gambling. Surprise mechanics, inverted commas. Like once you have regulators having like a good look at these, and these regulators are not being held ransom or by lobby groups, then you start to have an honest sort of like discrimination of the process as to like how do these meet.
Getting worse, honestly.
Same.
I hope, I hope, I hope the customers keep the who said it was a kid.
But like I think yeah, it's gotten out of hand.
Yeah, it's madness. It's complete madness, and I know it's like old-ish news, but for me, I didn't fall for the okey doke. That looked like the okey doke or the rope a dope. That
Yeah.
why are we acting like we're? Oh man, we're so cooked. We are so cooked,
Yeah.
and it's like number two in your mouth, bro.
Yeah.
And you are happy. You are running around the internet telling people that you
And then they can control the supply to meet that. And Nintendo's always been good at that when it comes to their consoles, which is just controlling supply and demand in a very predatory way.
It's madness. It's madness. All right, let's carry on with this article. Let's carry on. The statement also addresses the common argument from players that suggest companies should allow players to run private servers once all official means of playing an online game have ceased. Again, again, you are addressing something, Oshus, and this is, you know what? This is why a lot of fanboys on the Xbox side and on the PlayStation side cannot stand me. This is why we can't have a conversation. Because when I speak with you, when we have a conversation, not only am I specific, I need you to address what we are currently addressing. I don't need you to give me sunk cost fallacies. I don't need you to give me straw men or fictitious conclusions. address the facts on the ground. It says here the statement from these lobbyists addresses the common argument from players that suggests. So this is wild. This is insane. Oshes, these lobbyists are responding to the Stop Killing Games initiative,
Mm-hmm.
which does not say anything about keeping your servers on perpetually. But because some people on Twitter said something around them keeping their servers on, that is now included in their statement. And now Stop Killing Games is saying that as far as they're concerned. That is like beyond mental.
Mm-hmm.
Tyre would call it straw manning. Tyre would call it straw manning.
Yeah.
The state, the statement also addresses the common argument that from players that suggests companies should allow players to run private servers once or okay. First off, this has already been addressed. Oshus, we both agree on this one. The idea is not for them to run their servers perpetually. The idea is to build your game so when you eventually get tired of milking the customer is not robbed of his game, his or her game. They can still play it. Games like
Yep.
Marvel Rivals, games like Fortnite, games like Concord, etc., they need to start figuring this out now before their game starts dying.
Yep.
Because all they need to do is be like, yo, as soon as like write a piece of code or whatever, whoever has installed this thing and has ever what's it bought a skin, for example, all of these accounts send them a specific installation key like GOG does.
Yep.
Send them an EXE. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, Marvel Rivals is shutting down. Guess what, bro? You can launch it and play with all your skins against bots
Or your friends. I think you should still,
or your
because
friends on your
you
servers.
paid for that. You paid for that multiplayer service for years, so I don't see why it can't allow you to again host private servers. Give you the rights to be able to host private servers if you want to. And I mean, I think that's a very lucrative business as well, where people just rent out servers to you. That's a potentially a brand new market
There
where
you go.
you have people actually, who just specialize in renting out servers to consumers or to customers who want to continue to play games like Anthem, who have been offboarded, basically.
Yes.
Why not? Like, why not? So to me, that's one of the most consumer friendly things that you can do.
But that's the thing, bro. And when I say this, it sounds like I'm a big corporate hater. I think we've been crapping on corporations so much in this pod. Ty might just find some time and show up. Ty might just find some time and show up. Oshus, anytime you say, "Oh, XYZ is not good for the consumer," dude, you are quite literally describing every single corporation on the planet. There's no corporation on the planet that, unless incentivized or forced into action that is profitable for the for the customer, will do it out of the goodness of their own hearts. And it's not their fault. Corporations have no heart. So why should they act as if they do? That's why I find it very, very hilarious whenever this thing is starting to get moving, then you start hearing them talking about, oh, it's so difficult, it's so hard, woe is us, talking about multifaceted challenges. Get the dude, I don't care what your challenges are. You don't care what my challenges are. You know what? I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole again. We're not gonna do that. We're not going to do that. Here's their specific quote. Private servers are not always a viable alternative option for players, as the protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave rights holders liable. All right. Step one, secure players' data. Oshes,
Yeah.
true or false? True or false? Every single one of these corporations has had a data breach, has been hacked. True or false?
Yeah, at some point in time, yep. Even like they like to hide it and pretend it didn't happen, but a lot of them have been hacked and compromised to some degree or some level. Yes.
So, step one is bullshit. Secure players' data,
Yeah.
that one's bullshit. Next,
That's
remove illegal content. My guy, my guy. The people that are modding stuff into the games, they know what they know what they're doing, is what I
yeah.
want to say. There's no one that needs you to hold their hand in terms of, ooh, Chun-Li is naked. Trust me, no one looking at that screen is shocked by what's on that screen. So I need more specificities here on remove illegal content. What's illegal? What are we talking about? And then there's combat unsafe community content. I'm guessing that was a Chanli part, that
Yeah.
example. You know what? For some people, Chanli naked is that's comfort food for their eyes. It's actually comforting. It's therapy for some people. So none of this jives would leave rights holders liable. I disagree, Oshis. I'm not a lawyer. If there's anyone in the chat that knows anything about law, maybe maybe you can correct me on this one. This is how I interpret it. When Tencent abandons Marvel Rivals and gives it over to the owners that played the game and the community and whatever, and they officially step out of like catering and taking care of the game in terms of keeping it up to date, etc., etc.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but the way I see it, as soon as they do that, they're not liable anymore. Because with their contract, with their sorry, their contract with Marvel is as long as they run the game. Unless like Marvel wants to be punitive and be like, no, you have to run the game into perpetuity, and if you're not involved, then no one gets then no one gets to do anything with the game. If that's the case, then give people back their money, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna get a part of your initial spend on the
Yeah,
game back from them, which
because
is
I
why.
wouldn't mind that exchange. I wouldn't mind that exchange. Oh, Fortnite's shutting down. Oshus, over the years, you've spent a total of 12,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
Uh, we shall be returning that money to your account in the next 30 business days. That sounds like a good deal
Not
to
even a
me.
portion of it. Not even like you don't have to return the whole thing. Like you could work it out as to like how much you want to give me back my money.
What would be a respectable or reasonable amount in your opinion?
We would have to work it out on some sort of like based on how much you've spent on said product over the period. Like for instance, I know some people, for instance, have like spent thousands and thousands of like USD on these games. There should be a percentage then, like, but even then, they would never be able to do it, look, because it would just be too much like money that they would have to lose to normal customers.
Exactly. Dude, there needs to listen, there needs to be a price paid. What they're trying to do with removing ownership, Oshas, they're trying to, and I'm going to quote as from Hills versus Babyface, they're trying to have their cake and fuck it too.
Yeah.
There's no other industry that does that. That's like, give me your money, but I'm not going to give you ownership of whatever it is that you're paying for.
Yep.
There's no other industry that does that. If you buy a Blu-ray disc, that's yours, bro.
Yeah, that's how
It's
it's
yours.
supposed to be. Like, I mean, that's how. But again, these things are so easy. Like, it's so easy to lose track of these things because it started with subscription services, and this is the danger of subscription services that
Oh
they make
God,
you
are you
feel
about to start crapping
comfortable.
on Game Pass again? Here we go.
I've got nothing to say about Game Pass, but like they make you feel comfortable with you not owning stuff. Like, I mean, we all used to own DVD collections, but then
Yep.
as soon as we got Netflix, we stopped caring about owning like uh, the Blu-ray or the DVD.
Crunchyroll also.
That's not a good thing. That's not a great thing. Not not having that ownership. In my opinion, anyways, I think it's there's a lot of risk there.
I agree with you, Ushers, on the surface level, but also I've moved a lot recently, and brother, if I had the physical discs for every game that I own,
I mean, there's convenience to it. Like that's why we all would rather have like libraries. Like my thing is, you know what? Look, is then let's build an inventory system where, because everything can be stored online. I think we should go ahead to a reality where we all have like personal servers there, almost like iCloud, where we back up all our stuff and our stuff is kept in the cloud. So you still own things, but like you own them in your cloud account or whatever. And you can
yeah,
even like die, you can even like they transfer to the next. We need to start doing that, like so that we living not this thing of like everything goes back to EA, the rights all revert back to EA or Microsoft or whoever. We need to be more vigilant about ownership. I really believe that.
yeah, we need to be more vocal about it. Um, you know I'm right. You know I'm right about Chanli. Ron Slasher says PlayStation Plus profitable. I don't know, dude. No one cares about PlayStation Plus. Settle down.
Yeah,
Fuzzy says you can buy a digital movie and it can get taken away forever. It's not just games. Digital goods don't really have any consumer protections, and that's what we need to fix.
yeah,
That's
we
why,
need
like GOG, like the way GOG does ownership. That's the model we should be looking at.
agreed.
And to your point, Oshus, to your point, if we follow GOG, um, easily we can go with the server situation. If everyone follows GOG's like model, we can go with the server idea that you have there.
Yeah, no, I think
And
that's
sorry, go ahead.
no. I was saying that I think that's the best approach is to sort of like have some sort of like server ownership.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get back to this tragic statement. It's then claimed that due to some games being developed from the ground up to be online only, it would be prohibitively expensive for developers to develop these games in a way that could be supported when official developer support ends. This speaks to Oshish's point. We didn't ask you guys to make these games online only. We didn't. Like Marvel Rivals, you can kind of see it, you know? But Avengers, games like Avengers, where it's like, oh, there's a campaign and whatever. Bro, you're the one who sat there and gave yourself more trouble. Why? Because you thought you could milk us for more. And then what happened? Oh, I'd cancel the whole thing, take it away, scrap it. And that happened so many times that now we're upset. Now we want to get in touch with the authorities, and now y'all are upset. Why you upset that I abuse you? Please let me abuse you a bit more longer. This is not really abuse. I'm the one who's struggling here.
Yeah,
I'm I, I'm the victim here. That's what's happening in this moment. The Ubisoft thinks they're the victim in all of this. We're the ones who are being unreasonable people. Fuzzy, I'm using Avengers as an example. I'm not saying that you can't play Avengers. I'm using it as an example. Games like Avengers and Anthem don't need to be online. Just let us have our games. Stop killing games. Just sorry, that just happened. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. It would be okay. It is then claimed it would be prohibitively expensive for the. Fuck off. Moving on. In addition, many titles are designed from the ground up to be online only. Again, that's not a we problem, my guy. That's a you know what? These are going to start being we problems as soon as these publishers, before setting the price for for the games, let them set up something on our consoles, on our Steam profiles, where it detects, Ushers, when you wish list Metal Gear Solid, it should detect that you live in South Africa. It should also detect that most of the games that you buy are about like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, and you live in a third world country and you're struggling. And then after detecting all of that, it should then adjust Metal Gear Solid Delta's Ultimate Edition to 30 bucks for you specifically, Oshus. As soon
Yeah.
as these companies start doing that for everyone in the gaming industry, we can start talking about, oh, it's so expensive, you guys. It's so difficult because from the ground up, it has to be online. We can share the burden as soon as we start sharing the profits. Moving on.
Agreed, 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 agreed.
These proposals would curtail developer choice by making these games. Oh, you guys want choice. You guys want choice. We don't have a choice, Ushers. When they
Yeah.
want to take Anthem in January, bro, you want to lube it up? Do you want water based? Do you want baby oil? I mean, did is free. Do you want baby oil? Do you want it to go in dry? What do you want? Because this is happening. They want choice. We have no choice. We just have to take it.
Yes.
But they want choice.
They
Okay.
need the freedom of choice. You
Poor
can't be burdened with it because you are just a.
poor
What does
guys.
it consume afterwards? Anyways,
I feel bad for them. We are the bad guys. We are the bad guys.
we are entitled, most as gamers. Too entitled these days.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We,
Ty's favorite word, entitled,
we don't know our place.
bro. And it's unfortunate because Ty is not here, but he said something to me when I posted this, and I was just like, okay, we need to address this during the pod because it is a bit more nuanced than he was making it out to be. Unfortunately, he's not here, but I want to address it. I want to address it. So obviously, he said this. I said no. He said accountability choice sucks. Then he says, and then I responded and said I'll expurgate on tomorrow's pod. Right? All right. So I was responding to a Minecraft creator. Notch responded to Pirate Software disapproval of Stop Killing Games campaign. He said, if buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating them is not theft. Right?
Mhm.
I obviously bookmarked, liked, retweeted, like, yo, dude, this is obvious. This
Mhm.
is it's on the face of it, right? And then I wrote here, this is what we should all be talking about. Who cares about the profitability of $1 trillion company? And I mean that. I
Yeah.
mean that. Like, bro, bro, Xbox barely knows who I am. Why should I care if they're making bank? The PlayStation won't even let me put in my credit card details because I don't exist. Why do I care if they're making bank? They're taking our ownership away while still demanding we pay them. That's what I wrote. And Taya says, how about, right? We just don't buy their products or sign a user agreement that clearly states what it is. Man, like it really sucks that Ty is not here. It really sucks. It really sucks. But anyways, how I would respond to this is the following. Was it? I think it was the day before yesterday. I watched a documentary called "To Die For," but not die as in death, but die as in colors. DYE. The
Mm-hmm.
documentary is about food dyes and how
So
they have affected people years. Did you know this, Oshus? Were you aware of this?
I heard like this conversation going on, but like I'm like yeah, no, I'm not really clued up on the context.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would suggest you go and watch it because it will blow your mind.
mm,
Yeah. Food dyes have been doing damage big time, bigly in the US. And I don't even want to imagine what it's doing down here because we don't even have a place like the FDA to try and protect us here.
mm,
And if we do, they're way more corrupt than whatever's going on in the FBA in the FDA. Point is, what Taye is saying in this tweet. Are you guys seeing the tweet? Okay, what Taye is saying in this tweet when he says, "How about we just don't buy their products?" It would be essentially it would be the same thing as telling the people, "Oh, instead of advocating to the FDA to not have poison."
exactly. You should know better, basically.
Yeah,
Which is to
yeah,
me just such a irresponsible like position to take on behalf of like an organization. It's like why are you so protective over these organizations and their unscrupulous practices?
yeah. And I couldn't explain this on Twitter. That's why I love podcasting. I couldn't explain this on Twitter. Because if you take this mentality and you extrapolate it, it immediately falls on its face. Then he says they're not demanding anything. They're saying, here's my product and my terms. Do you agree? My guy, my guy, did you know drug dealers also say, here's my product
Yeah,
and my terms. Do you agree? And guess what? The government was like, yo, this shouldn't be happening. This is bad for the community.
yeah.
So essentially, that was it. That was the our exchange around the whole stop killing games thing. Today was a very quiet pod, Oshis. Usually me and you fight a lot more.
Like I don't have anything to fight about anymore. I've found peace.
So this is not because we agree on the whole stop killing games scenario, or is it because we do agree? Because I'm concerned. I was ready for a fight, man. I was ready like, to do battle.
I think the only person that would have fought here is Ty. This is his MO in terms of like trying to defend corpos and their ruthless behavior towards consumers.
Yeah, you might be onto something. Jesus, man, your Xbox controller makes a lot of noise. You need to buy a
Yeah,
PlayStation. Buy a PlayStation controller, Oshis.
it's a thingy. It's a It's meant to make it's got it doesn't have the membrane buttons. It's got the the mouse click buttons. So that's why it makes so much noise. And I'm
Again, buy a PlayStation controller.
mm-mm. I have one. I have a PS4 controller lying around here somewhere.
No, PS4 controllers still make a bit of noise. Buy a PS5 controller. Those are like silent.
The thing I don't like playing, and I want to know like I'm actually like I like
The
the what is
clicking?
the input
Ish,
acknowledgement.
ish. Okay. All right. All right. Rachie says Microsoft said, wait, you want to play Elder Scrolls Online offline? Call the police. Exactly. Exactly. Dude, I'm not even sitting here saying, oh, we need to crap on specifically Nintendo. Dude, they are all bad. All of them. PlayStation took Concord away from us. We could have still been memeing on Concord.
And it also just I feel that like if you think about that like it also stops games from becoming like cult games like because Concord could have been a cult game if it was allowed to sort of thrive on its own without Sony's sort of control.
Yeah.
Once they no longer need it, you find that the community keeps it alive. You know, like a movie like that didn't become successful in cinema, but people discovered it and sort of
You don't
like
even have to. You don't even have to say movies. Gary's Mod. Gary's Mod. TF2.
yeah.
There's a
But the,
whole bunch of games that didn't start off so well, got abandoned. The community got a hold of them, and then 4 or 5 years later, boom, hundreds of thousands of people are playing. But corporations don't like that though, Oshes.
yeah.
They don't like that. Because in a situation like that, imagine Concord revives and then it's now successful. But because they've given everything to the community, they
Yeah.
can't monetize it. They now have to just
That
watch people enjoy the game.
is the fact that like now they have zero ownership over it, and it's
Yeah,
sort of like it's taken on its own life. Which again,
yeah.
like you like there's a lot of incentive there for you if you are Sony and you do that. In my opinion, like
No, there's no incentive. Come on, bro. Come on.
no, I mean like if you think about it, like it means
Okay.
that there's potential for a sequel. You could still recoup some sort of revenue from that in the long run if you want to keep that franchise alive. But like to me, like I think things like that they're not allowed to happen anymore naturally because of the fact that like of the relationship between these services and the companies that make them, and the fact that they literally like cannot exist outside their servers.
Nah, man. Okay, I guess we finally found the thing that we disagree on today. There's no incentive for Sony to keep a Concord running, bro. There's no
No,
incentive.
not to keep it running, but
Sorry,
imagine
sorry.
let's say, right?
Okay,
Let's say Sony's abandoned it and a community
okay.
finds it and they start playing it. It's the same thing like with Dota and all these other games. And they keep that game alive to the point that there's a market there. And then you could see like because what's gonna happen is that they're gonna mod it, they're gonna change it, they're gonna do the things to it that is gonna make it more accessible to the gamers. And that's a great if you're Sony and you're looking at that, that's a great way to study and see what do people actually want in a game like that there and then maybe when you decide to do a sequel or do something else similar, you've learned from that because the community has basically sort of shepherded you in the right direction. That's just my thinking. I could just be naive.
I, you know why I don't think that would ever happen is because based on what you're saying, right? Community, the community would probably make it a bomb ass game, and then this sequel, right, that we are positing right now, bro, Sony would have to actually make a good online shooter like day one because if it comes out and it's trash, people literally can just go back to the other one. It's too much risk with no like guarantees. And these corporations, if there's one thing that we've seen and recognized from all these years and almost a decade now of just sequels and remakes and sequels and remakes and sequels and remakes is that they can only survive on solid ground, bro. This business of, wow, oh, sorry, this idea that the community is going to make an awesome shooter and then they're going to be confident enough to be like, okay, let's put in another 200 million. Let's try and make a shooter that's better than the one that the community just made, even after we just put in almost half a billion less than a decade ago. I don't know, bro. I don't see it at all, bro. I don't see it. Oh my god. Okay, so do you want to watch the Ghost of Yote state of play gameplay?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm very indifferent to that game. Yeah,
Well,
when
the
is
chat wants to see it.
I don't. Let's let's see it.
It's on the screen. Says here it should start in about 8 minutes. So, anyways, let's go back to the Concord discussion. Would you rather talk about Concord or Ghost of Yote? Or just...
I'm indifferent to either. Like, these are two franchises from a brand I don't really support. So
What's your problem with PlayStation? You're always crapping on Xbox, but you don't support PlayStation. What's your problem?
I don't know. Like, I'm just like a lot of Sony's games don't really have appeal to me. So I'm very indifferent to them and their type of games.
Okay. So you didn't like Ghost
One,
of Tsushima?
no,
Did you play
uh,
Ghost of Tsushima?
a little bit. I have it. Like, I had it on PS Plus for a while,
Wow. So you played Ghost of Tsushima and you
and
were
I just
like,
nope.
no
I did not
thanks.
give a crap. Yeah, like most Sony's games, I have that relationship with. Like, I don't care. I don't care about Uncharted. I don't care about Horizon. It's
No
mostly
one
what
cares about Horizon. Stop it.
it's mostly their second party. Like, there's stuff like Stellar Blade or what else, like Silent Hill 3. That sort of stuff I like from them. But like stuff that they make, honestly, I could not care. It does not make a difference in my life.
Fuck is right. Fuck says you don't like gaming. Nothing makes you happy. Well, Stella Cheeks does.
Yeah,
Stella
I'm
Cheeks.
super happy right now. I'm
Oops.
playing Stellar Blade.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see some of that gameplay with the mods running. I'm curious. I want to
Like,
see
I mean,
what mods you got there.
yeah, this game is already like sexy enough. I don't see what you would possibly add to it that will make it. The only thing I
Cut
would
the
like
cap.
is I would like
Cut the
turkeys.
cap, Oshes. Cut the cap.
Mm,
Telling us you're not modding Stella Cheeks.
no,
Stop
like, why?
it.
This game is perfect as is. There's
All
very
right,
little.
don't be tapping the button so hard. Settle down. Settle down.
But a boss battle, bro.
Which boss are you on right now with Stellar
So
Blade?
I'm in the Great Desert. There's this power plant thing that I need to boot back up. So I'm fighting one of
That's
those,
not
the one with the
that's,
chainsaw mouth.
that's not a boss.
Well, it is a sub boss.
Yeah, something like that.
I've fought him before, so this is the second time.
Oh, damn. So wait, did you fail or
Oh no, no,
you
like
fought
this
him
is
full
like
health?
this is the second time he shows up.
Oh,
Oh shit!
okay. For me, I don't remember many bosses from the Stellar Blade game,
Oh,
if I'm
there's
being
a
honest.
lot. There's a lot.
There's
Like,
quite a bit.
yeah. And the thing is, like, a lot of them, like, once you fought them once, like, they might appear like in a random area where you need to
Yeah.
defeat them again. But at this time, like, they're no longer the main boss because you've
They're
already
just
defeated
an
them.
enemy.
Yeah. So this is like a similar situation here. Oh jeez. Now the problem is I'm almost out of health.
Now I'm thinking about who was my favorite boss on Stellar Blade.
Taki is my favorite. Like I enjoyed fighting her. She's like the God.
Oshers, press pause and look at the screen right now. Fuzzy just dropped a comment.
I need a what? I need Code Geass Lost Color Localization.
No,
Huh?
no. Fuzzy said, I'm impressed that you can play a game with one hand and podcast with the same at the same time.
I'm just as impressed, eh? Then have
Because we
one-
all know what's happening to the other hand. We are all very aware. We're all aware. Fudge, 3 minutes till this thing starts.
What's this supposed to be? Ah, jeez.
I hope I don't like it too much because then I'll have to get it. But I'm just upset. I'm upset that they're not continuing the Jin Sakai story. So I've noped out of this game actually. Like before it even came out, I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna play that.
Oh, were you a huge fan of like the original
Yeah,
protag-
yeah,
protagonist?
yep.
Or do you think this one is woke because they don't have your guy there?
Oh God, no, no. Come on, we were just talking just now about how much we love Stellar Blade. This is nothing to do with whether it's a male or female character. It has everything to do with the fact that I want to play as Jin Sakai, and
Yeah,
that is all it is.
yeah. And I feel you on that.
If that offends anyone, that's fine. I still
I
remember
assumed
I
you
was
want
salty. I was salty about MGS2 for years, bro.
oh Raiden.
Bro, there was a couple of years there
The
where
original bait and switch.
sorry,
I said the original bait and switch.
the original. There was a
But
couple of years where me and my brothers were like, MGS2 is not good. That's how like
yeah,
upset.
I enjoyed like funny enough whenever I think of MGS2, I think of the tanker mission because of Snake because I enjoyed that so
And that
much.
was it.
And then like Raiden was not a look. What was cool about Raiden is because, and I get why Kojima did it because of the fact that like he wanted you most to see Snake as Snake is like the legendary, and I thought it worked for that purpose. I thought it served that purpose very well to sort of have a third person perspective of Snake as the legend that he is. Um, I just would have done it a little bit differently if I was Kojima. I don't necessarily think forcing us to play Raiden was the most awesome choice, but it still worked. Like, look, the game is still amazing. It's still probably my favorite Metal Gear Solid game
What?
outside the original. Yeah, Metal Gear
It's your
Solid 2 is
favorite?
my favorite. Yeah,
That's crazy.
down, hands down, without even a doubt. That's my favorite.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And again, like
For me,
it's because of when I played it as well. It does things that like no other Metal Gear does. Like for instance, the whole thing of like at some point in time, it starts to tell you to freaking switch the controller, sorry, to switch the console off, and I would have
M
to.
just
So
one did that. M just one did that. Try again.
yeah, no. MGS1 said switch your controller, not to switch off your console. The game towards the end, when it starts glitching, and then you find
You're
out
not
like
about to tell me what happens in MGS2. Please, for the love of God, tell me that is not what you intended to do just now.
well, I'm explaining the situation. If you don't want to hear it, then you don't have to. But I'm giving you context as to why I'm saying that. Like, to me, it was so legendary. Because when we hired the game, we couldn't. Well, back in the day, we were still in high school, I think. So we couldn't really like afford PS2s and whatever. So we hired it, and we hired it without a memory card. So we literally sort of dry ran the game with no memory card, and we marathoned through it. And we were playing for so long that we were tired, and it was like tens of hours. and then the console starts to tell you, like the kernel starts to tell you to switch off the console. And we were both like, there was three of us. So we started looking at each other like, "Are you hearing this? Like, am I hallucinating or are you hallucinating?" Like, and it literally started to tell us, "You've been playing too long. Switch it off. It's not good for your health." And like shit like that, like shit that just blows your mind away. Like, what the freaking hell is happening now? Like, am I still playing the game? How is this game aware that we've been playing so long and that we don't have a memory card? If we switch it off, then we have to start from scratch. So it's basically trying to sabotage our entire mission. So it's things like that really really made for us that experience so awesome and so memorable. That to me till this day, it's still my favorite of all time.
Wow.
Again.
Yeah. First time I ever heard that. Most people that like Metal Gear, the series, that's like the worst one.
I'm not a fan of three. Everybody likes three for some reason. I didn't like three very much because you don't play.
Okay, clearly not a Metal Gear fan.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't play Snake. I mean, you play like you don't play Liquid, who's my favorite character. You
You don't
play,
play Liquid. At
yeah,
no
you play,
point do you play Liquid.
sorry man, Solid.
Ah,
So
okay,
I'm a
okay,
Solid Snake guy. So if you're not giving me Solid Snake, then yeah.
okay. All right, all right. So how do you rank them? Like 1 to 4, how do you rank them? Now I'm curious.
So one is of course like number one. Yeah, in that order actually. It's number one, number two. At
4
number
is the
two,
worst one.
actually, that's a good question. Number one to me would be Metal Gear Solid One, right? Number two, that's a good question. What do I prefer, two or four? Four was very good, but four was also just full of nonsense, like full of garbage, like freaking eggs. A kid boiling eggs every single time you have to load, and all this other nano machines, and so two would be number two, and then four would be number three, and then number three would be number four, and number five would be number five.
That is wild, bro. That is wild. Okay, okay.
And you,
You know
how would
what?
you rank them?
We're here to share opinions. That's fine. Obviously, the best Metal Gear Solid game is MGS1, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And then it's MGS4. I
yeah,
feel, yeah, I absolutely worship at the altar of MGS4. Um, I love how they brought in and tied up a lot of what was explored previously in other games.
yeah,
I love the ending. I love I love the gameplay. I love the callbacks, the gunplay, the
yeah,
stealth. Dude, the nano suit. Oh my god. That suit. The amount of times that I would just go to a random wall, stick, and then wait to transform, and then just marvel at just how good it looked.
yeah. Okay.
Ah, yeah. So for me, it's MGS1,
Yeah,
and then MGS4, then MGS3, then MGS2, then MGS5. The only thing we agree on is MGS5 comes last.
yeah.
That's
Like I wasn't of MGS5. Just to me didn't feel very much like a Metal Gear Solid game in the traditional sense. Like it was. There's a lot of like stuff in Metal Gear Solid Five that is, first of all, again, like the fact that like you didn't have Snake in it, like whatchamacallit,
well, you
uh
didn't know that you didn't have Snake, right?
no, but you know, like I don't like the guy, the actor. What's his name?
Oh, you didn't have David Hayter voicing
Yeah,
him.
it's not David
That
Hayter.
was a that was very bad. That
I
was
really thought that was a dickish move from Faku
oof.
for that. You
Yeah,
can like,
yeah.
how do you replace the main guy because you're so obsessed with these Hollywood? You want to add an Hollywood actor, and then you have a Metal Gear Solid game with no Snake, like with no David Yater. Like that's like why? Like why? Why do you want to do that? The guy is as
Yeah.
synonymous with the game as you are. I really felt that he started to lose. Like his head got a little bit too big for him himself. There with his obsession. He's obsessed, man. With like I know he's like a what do you call it, a cinephile, and he's obsessed with cinema. But there was no
Yes,
reason
yes.
to cut out like David Eight out of that experience. To me,
Not
I
at
could
all.
not connect with that game at all. Like gameplay wise, I get it. It's a much more open world and it allows you to approach missions differently. Blah blah blah. But as a Metal Gear Solid experience, to me, it's not even on the radar because of like what they did.
Can we spoil it a little bit?
What's that?
In
The
just
game?
five.
What the fact that like you actually don't play the
Yeah, like because Kojima did later clarify that that was actually one of the hints, but no
yeah,
one
the fact
picked
that
up
they
on
made you make a character in the beginning, whether he's black or whatever, he's not the same guy that you end up waking up as.
it.
Well, the
Yeah,
way he does it is clever because he does it like you're making a multiplayer character, right?
yeah,
Meanwhile, that's your actual appearance. Very clever, very clever.
yeah,
I'll give him
yeah.
that. Um,
So, okay, obviously, we could talk about the greatest video game series of all time for hours. We could do that for hours. We'll keep that for another day. For now, let's watch this stuff here.
Ghost of Yote.
Ghost of Yote. God damn it.
I'm trying to make it out of this desert.
Warm memories of her family that propel her forward. When Atsu returns to her childhood home, with the push of a button, you can experience those cherished times. By giving you the freedom to explore Atsu's past, the wound of her loss becomes personal. It's that pain that pushes her forward. Hunting down the Yote 6 is a near impossible task. She'll face 1,000 blades. But the Onryo is relentless, and with each victory, the ghost story around her grows.
Okay, so far I'm not impressed.
Ghost of Yote focuses on player freedom more than any game Sucker Punch has ever made. But it's also a game that at its heart is inspired by so many of our favorite wandering samurai films.
Okay.
So let's start off by talking about exploration at the edge of Japan. We all have different playstyles, so we set out to make an open world game that lets you drive your own experiences. Whether that's your curiosity to wander, your thirst for combat, or a deep desire to stay focused on the story. As you explore, there's an underlying clue system that invites you to new adventures in new areas of the game that could be appealing to you. If you interrogate an enemy, choosing to ask about the Oni, you could uncover a landscape scarred by fire with more bold, samurai-like enemies to fight and abilities for Atsu to learn. Or if you ask about the Kitsune, might lead you to an area filled with snow and deception, enemies that ambush you, and new ninja-like tactics to study. Atsu draws cards for each clue to keep track of all available adventures. The more you play, the more the game unfolds for you. As she makes progress against the Yote 6, her legend as the Onryo grows.
It's her.
Bounty will go up, drawing the attention of deadlier foes.
Was she really a samurai then?
I'm looking for some old friends. The Ote 6.
Nah, I'm being an asshole.
What are you saying about samurai Oshus?
I was asking if she was really a samurai.
There is a hefty
Oh my
price
god, no
on
one said
Atsu's
this is
head.
a real thing. Come on.
Now, Atsu can also
It's
hunt
not
down her own
like
bounties
Yasuke.
that bring
This
her
is
all around the land.
I'm
This is a
representing
lucrative way
Thai
to get some money to
experience.
fuel her adventurous quest.
Oh, you know he'd be kicking my ass right now, talking about, no, You should play this. If you love the first one, you should play this one as well.
Oh, see.
The bounty system looks nice.
You're not off plan Eguchi. You're here for my bounty.
Like I love the first one. I love these like one-on-one boss battles. Oh my god, they're so good. And this looks like it's gonna continue doing that. This was in the first one. Why are we highlighting that?
Hidden in the world are altars of reflection.
Oh, golden birds.
Finding
Okay,
one
that's new.
inspires Atsu
Instead
and
of
unlocks a
following
new
foxes,
ability to help her
because in
on
the
the
first
journey
game you
ahead.
follow foxes.
Yeah.
They are fun to find on their own, but for a quicker route, you can always buy a traveler's map from the cartographer. Ghost of Yote isn't going to rush you through anything. You can choose what motivates you most. But we think the best way to play is to simply pull out your spyglass, find something interesting on the horizon, and enjoy the ride.
Let's ride.
That was strange. You give Atsu a boost. That's like nitrous. What's nitrous? Okay.
The lands around Yote are fast. It's not about checking it all off, it's about engaging in the content that gets you excited.
Hey, these were fun.
Embrace that curiosity and let the wind guide you on your hunt.
That. Okay.
Ezo is a dangerous place. Atsu always wields a weapon. As for which, that's up to you. Will you choose a katana, spear, a surigama, odachi, or dual swords?
Ooh, dual
Each
swords!
is uniquely effective against a particular enemy and has their own set of upgrades to discover and master.
Dude.
Plant psycho banners.
That looked cool.
Let's
Dual
see how
swords
she
look-
uses these weapons in the field, searching for leads on Lord Saito.
Damn it, man. Am I gonna have to buy this thing?
From our soil.
Yeah. If you're a Sony guy, you definitely need to buy it.
Free us.
I'm not a Sony guy. I'm a gamer.
Steals our crops.
I play
Will
video
our
games.
family starve?
Oh! Yes!
Atsu's no samurai
Yes!
or ninja. No. She's a lone wolf mercenary.
That was
who
hot,
used
bro.
every advantage,
Cautious, that
every
was hot.
dirty
Come on.
trick to win a fight.
Ah, it looks good, like most Sony games, very polished.
I don't like the posture with the double sword.
Combat has the feel of a classic samurai movie. Every motion counts. It's
Oh,
about
damn.
lethal precision.
Damn. Where did she pull out the spear from her butt? Nice counter.
If an enemy swings hard, Atsu can lose her weapon. But
Oh.
if she's quick, she can disarm them.
Really? That's more realistic.
Huh.
Choose the right weapon for the job. To fight a massive enemy, her huge Odachi blade is best.
Odachi blade.
That's a proper samurai. Oh, yes! That was nice. I like it when they clean the sword.
He looks like the one in charge.
Tonight, we feast!
Okay.
Oh. So, hi.
Reichi says it looks playable on PS4. Probably. I can see it.
Blades are great, but ranged
Um,
weapons work too.
The thing is, like, it's so hard to
Atsu's
judge
got
these things
an
off watching
arsenal.
videos on YouTube. Like,
From what I see, it looks exactly like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, this looks like it would play on a PS4, no doubt.
Thrown weapons like
This is
kunai,
like-
bombs,
this is
or even
graphic.
blinding powder can give Atsu an
Sorry?
edge. When enemies switch weapons, you'll have to adapt. Dual swords are best against spears.
I don't like the whole switching all the weapons in between all the weapons.
Tell me what you know about Saito.
It's too
Atsu
video
doesn't
gaming
always fight
for me.
alone. She'll meet several allies on her hunt.
I feel like the right thing would be
Mysterious
to have like either a katana or the dual sword, and then either a spear or the odachi. You know,
Atsu can set up camp
games
under
like
the
this,
stars
I don't
of
like it
Ezo.
when you have like 10 weapons you can pull
But
out
she's
pull
not
out of
always alone.
your backside. It's not fun for me.
Okay, that's valid.
And
So
also,
you're
it's kind
saying-
of challenge.
with the traveling peddler?
Don't you think
What are
it's
you
nice to
selling?
have that challenge of like
A mask.
now you're
said to be
facing a
cursed
guy with a
the
spear
unpredictable nature of
and
its
you don't have a
previous
weapon
owner.
for the spear, so you
Camping
have
under
to
the
just
stars is a
deal with
great
it.
way to rest up, play your shamisen, or cook to ready for a fight ahead. It's also designed to help bring
That's
important
an
characters and
approach. That's one way
upgrades
to do it.
straight to you. In fact, in place of the journal menu from Ghost of Tsushima, we've opted for a more character-driven way of managing allies and vendors you meet in Ezo. Over time, Atsu grows to have her own wolf pack. And here, you can keep track of when a sensei might have a weapon skill for you, or when a vendor has something unique to sell. Managing upgrades, resources, when to buy what, can be a burden in a big open-world game. At campsites, members of your wolf pack can catch up with you, offering upgrades and unique items. This helps ensure you have every opportunity to upgrade and prepare for Atsu's vengeance quest ahead. You don't have to leave where you're exploring, the game comes to you.
Interesting. Very convenient. I like it.
While exploring Ezo, you'll discover all sorts of new armor, charms, and gear. Perfect for building up Atsu around your chosen playstyle. Are you stealth, ranged, or melee focused? Find and combine the pieces that are just right for you. And of course, customize the look of your armor and weapons to make sure that your version of Atsu looks and fights just the way you want.
Look like a Mortal Kombat character. I'm loud.
Why don't they just make you just make your own character? Like, I don't get it.
Maybe because of
The score of Ghost of Yote is incredibly special to us.
The story, brother.
Yeah, but like, you can still be shepherd and not.
Our amazing composer,
You
Toma
still what?
Toa, has created a
You could be like
mashup of
shepherd
Eastern
and
instrumentation
still
with
be
Western
shepherd.
flavors,
You can change your
brought to
complete
life
character.
through an exciting collaboration of many talented artists.
And then people like you would want to.
でこうダウンビートまで
Yeah, but like, then everyone needs to create like a Japanese character.
If
Because
you
this
like
is
what you
set
heard,
in a
we're
specific
releasing
time. You know what I mean?
tracks featured in today's State
My
of Play
thing is-
on your favorite streaming service immediately
Sorry, go
after
ahead.
the show.
No, then I say my thing is, if you get the default character, that's fine. But you should always just open customization up to like if you want to make your own character. Yeah, why not? What have you got to do?
Are you trying to put Yasuke in this game
The
again?
digital photography
Yeah, so I
community for
can make
Ghost
a
of
black
Tsushima
samurai.
is incredible.
Oh my god.
We're happy to have photo mode back in Ghost of Yote and look forward to seeing photos from your journey across Ezo.
Ooh. Photo mode's gonna be nice on this one.
We want playing through Ghost of Yotei to feel like stepping inside of your favorite classic samurai
Samurai
films. So,
cinema.
from the beginning of the game, we're happy to offer a full Japanese voice track with full lip sync that you can play with subtitles.
Dude, I can't play a Japanese game with English dub. I can't do it.
I don't know. So you can't play Metal Gear with English dub.
No, but Metal Gear is not set in Japan.
You said Japanese. I think you meant like games.
Okay, my bad. I can't play a game set in Japan and not have Japanese dub. Or a game set in France. Like, for example, Expedition 33, I didn't play it with the English dub.
To take the feeling of stepping into a
I played it
classic
with
samurai
French.
cinema experience one step further, we are honored to once again partner with acclaimed director Akira Kurosawa's estate for Kurosawa Mode, which emulates his classic black and white films.
Kurosawa.
Yeah, I never used Kurosawa mode. The first one, I don't see it, bro. Like, I'm sure at the time it was awesome. Would you play in this mode?
Yeah, I would definitely
For
like
Ghosts of Yotei, we wanted to celebrate two other influential directors who have had an impact on the genre as a whole.
I don't see the point, honestly.
First, we've partnered with
Not much
Takashi
stealth
Miike,
being
director
shown
of
here,
13
Reichi.
Assassins,
Sorry,
for a
Fuzzy.
mode that puts the camera closer during combat for a more intense, raw experience.
Luscious,
along
have you
with
seen any
increased
stealth
mud
highlighted
and
here?
blood splatter.
Nah, it's all been
Lastly, we've partnered with the
This
director of
doesn't look
Samurai
like that type of
Champloo,
game.
Shinichiro Watanabe. Turn this mode on to listen to some original lo-fi tracks
What?
directed by Watanabe himself.
No, no. I'd rather play in Kurosawa mode. What the fuck? Watch this. What do you think about this?
Yeah, no, this is chill, bro. That would be it.
That's, for me, is so immersion breaking, dude. What the hell? What are we doing?
I don't know. Like, this is.
You know.
There's so many ways to make your Ghost of Yotei playthrough your own.
Yeah,
But
so
no
I feel
matter
like
how
for
you play,
that purpose,
here's one way
I'm
to
all for
experience Ghost of
customization
Yotei
options.
that is sure to be special.
Alright. Of course. Of course.
The skins. The ghosts. Oh.
Today, you've got a glimpse into Atsu's hunt for the Yotei 6. Forge your own path while discovering the secrets of Ezo. To survive, you'll need to master a variety of weapons, using lethal precision to overcome the odds and take revenge as the Onryo. Ghost of Yotei comes out on October 2nd. Thank you so much for watching.
Are you interested, excited?
I'm interested. I'm interested, but
Yeah.
this is not a day one, bro.
I could see that. I could see
Yeah,
why
this
you.
is not. This is not stressing me out. I can see myself waiting 2 years until this goes into a Steam sale, bro.
I wonder, like, no, it's not. It's probably going to be like a year later when it comes to. But like Sony's games don't get discounted on Steam much, nah? Like the discounts are not like that significant. Like
Eh,
they stay very close to like the premium price up until.
it's fine, Fit. Like we've said several times, bro. The backlog
Yeah,
is gigantic.
I agree. I see. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We can wait. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Anyways, thank you to everyone for watching. We really, really appreciate it. And did you see
Chronic.
what happened with Grok? Did you see the Grok stuff?
I heard something about like it going full Nazi and whatnot, whatnot.
Hey,
It's like the
hey.
world we live in now.
All right. Thank you guys so much for Fuzzy says it was hilarious. Yeah, it was kind of funny, no doubt. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for smashing.
They said we said